Hey guys, it's your boy S here, back here with yet another video. It's quite either late at night or early in the morning, whichever way you like to look at it here in the UK. But I thought I'd make another video, strike the iron while it's hot, so to speak, because I think my mum and my brother are asleep, so I have a chance to upload a video. So I thought I'd take this time to upload another video about football and some of my imaginations or dreams as an Italian football fan, in terms of the league, mainly, not really so much the national team at the moment. But yeah, so I was thinking like Serie A, or the Italian league for those who don't know, and also Celtic. As a fan of those, I would love to talk about some of my imaginations about encouraging investment, and how I would dream for wealthy investors to invest into Italian football and Celtic as much as possible. And I'd love to see them being marketed well, or a lot better, so they can compete, so that Serie A can compete with the Premier League. So I thought I'd take this time while my family's asleep, and I was drinking too much tea late at night, so I thought I'd make a video and make the best use of this time. But yeah, so I'd love to see like Mohammed bin Salman, the Sultan, or whatever it's called, or the Prince of Saudi Arabia, or one of the Princes of Saudi Arabia, or whatever, with his investment fund called the P.I.F, which stands for Public Investment Fund, and also companies like Gazprom, which I think is run by the Russian state, which is also another mega company, or even companies like Apple or Amazon, Alibaba perhaps from China, maybe even the Chinese state itself, or possibly maybe, if I'm really dreaming, even the Indian government or other governments around the world, possibly, if they wanted to get into football like China and India apparently do, and they think that's a way to get into it, to have a partnership with Italian football. And yeah, I'd love to see as many wealthy investors and people like, I think it'd be interesting to see what they could bring and what they could do, like companies like Tata or Reliance Industries from India, again, other big companies from China and India and the rest of Asia, as well as some of the Arab countries, and as I say, Gazprom from Russia, and maybe again some of the American companies, or even British or Italian companies themselves investing into Italian football, and also Celtic. As a fan of Celtic, obviously I'm a bit biased. I'd love to see as much investment, like people buying, spending money on like youth academies, training facilities, also buying players as well, but also like training facilities for younger players as well to come through. And yeah, just whatever the costs of running a football club are. Like, I think it'd be great to see like them invest, if they had a pot of money that they were going to invest, like invest 10% on like youth facilities, youth academies, and infrastructure to develop the youth for the future, and like also 10% on transfers, and 10% on like giving to charity as well on behalf of the club, and maybe investing in the local area a little bit as well, but also mainly for football really, but again, developing young players, but also their health, diet and training and fitness and things like that, but also whatever other costs are involved in a club, and then afterwards they could obviously keep whatever. Obviously they're going to want to get something in return, which brings to my next point, which is what they would get in return. So I thought it'd be quite an interesting idea, because like AC Milan in Italy, it's called AC Milan, which stands for which stands for Association Calcio Milan. I don't think I've pronounced that right, but Association Calcio Milan, or however you pronounce it. So sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, but yeah. So I think that it would be pretty interesting to see like companies like Apple, and what they would get out of it is probably they could have like an Apple store in AC Milan's in the stadium itself, or at least outside the stadium, or maybe both, and like have more operations in Milan. And I think it'd be interesting to see like wealthy owners invest in both Milanese clubs, like AC and Inter Milan, like M.B.S, as I said before, like P.I.F investing into Inter Milan, and then some other companies investing into Inter Milan as well, and then some investing into AC Milan. So as I say, I think that would be really interesting to see what they could do and how many players they could buy, and investing in the youth, and things like that. So it would be really interesting to see some of the biggest companies as well. Like, I'd love to encourage as many billionaires as possible in their companies. I'd say even even big states, which like they do with Man City or Chelsea, well, with Man City at least, with the Qataris. I'd love to see them investing in Italian clubs more, and again, like possibly even Celtic, like investing or at least having some shares in Celtic as well, like also maybe having their own youth academy which they sponsor or things like that, and also what they'd get out of it, as I say, is increased PR, and also a chance possibly to like if they sponsor like some of the stands or the stadiums, they could have their advertising for their companies as well in those stands. And again, like if they have their own shops or things that they sell, they can market or even sell those things. As I say, in the case of Apple, if they invest in AC Milan, they could be like invest in like also they could have their own shops in those stores, and then like agree to donate like 10% of that profit to the club, whatever they make from those stores, but obviously they'd keep the other 90%. But that'd be another, obviously they've got to have something in return, so that would keep their investments, they get something out of it, obviously, hopefully, which again increase PR and also increase sales as well. But yeah, I know I'm not an expert in business, obviously, but I'd love to see if that idea would be something. Obviously, I'm sure they'd have their own team, obviously, looking into whether that makes money. Obviously, I'm not like the Qataris. They must make money from investing in football clubs. I imagine. I don't imagine they do it just for fun, or that they're huge football fans or anything like that. But I imagine they make huge amounts of money back in return. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't do it. So I'm sure they're quite business minded. So, but yeah, I think it'd be really interesting. Let's see. Inter Milan having possibly loads of investors as well. I wonder if there could be like a co or shared ownership of Italian football teams against Celtic as well, where like not just one company, but many companies, like even Fortune 500 companies, as many of them as possible, again, or even like Gazprom or state-run enterprises could invest in them. So anyway, I thought I'd make a video sharing that idea and my imagination, and how exciting I think it would be as an Italian fan and as a fan of Celtic, see that investment, to see Italian football teams at club team level as well as the national team compete with like the Premier League in England, and like compete in the Champions League and the Europa League. Again, like, but possibly not just buying players, but also investing in the youth. So that would benefit both the national team and the local teams as well. And I hope to cover things like FFP, which stands for Financial Fair Play, for those who don't know. But yeah, I saw this borrowing an idea, if you like, from the someone who calls himself the True Geordie on his YouTube channel. He was mentioning how if Newcastle was going to be bought out by the P.I.F, which I mentioned before, but they pulled out. But before that, he was saying that if they did buy, or if they do buy Newcastle, apparently they're rethinking about doing it, but I hope they invest in a Italian team. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but he said they should do it properly, not like go against the Financial Fair Play (FFP) rules, but actually invest in like the in younger players as well, so that they don't fall foul of some of those rules. But also obviously it'd be beneficial for. In this case, it would be Newcastle, or it would be Newcastle. It would benefit from like younger players coming through as well. So hopefully they'll do that with Inter Milan, I would hope, or some Italian team. And again, like I wonder if there could be multi-company ownership of Italian teams, and again Celtic, where I'll say, as the name would suggest, they would invest not just one company, like even big companies like Apple, some of the biggest companies in the world, Apple, Amazon, Alibaba, Tata, Reliance Industries, Gazprom, the P.I.F and companies around the world, even like maybe even companies like Berkshire Hathaway or Cascade Investments, which is run by Bill Gates, or other investment companies like that, or Bridgewater, or other hedge fund companies as well, investing and like seeing a return. And if Italian fans get behind it, maybe they'll see that there could be money to be made. Obviously, they're probably only going to want to do it if there's money to be made, or like countries like China and India, which are trying to get into football. And also America, obviously they call it soccer, but you guys call it soccer for any Americans who might be watching. But yeah, so but this could be a way to get into it, and I think it'd be good for Italy to, or Italian football, to exploit those opportunities in a positive way, and that sort of thing. And again, I think they would be good if they give some of those profits, if they do make that money as well, to charity around the world as well. So like clubs could do like fundraising in the future for charity as well, especially if people are able to travel more and practice and play football together. Anyway, I hope I'm not waffling too much, and I hope this video was at least a bit interesting, some of my dyslexic imagination perhaps, and I'm out. Peace and out.